Hi there everybody, Loading Wi-Fi here, and today this is kind of a two-part video almost, because I'm going to be doing two things. One, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review of the Pathfinder 5, or PF5, chest rig from Wetworks. And to be clear, that's not the attachment strapped on, that's just this Flectarn part in the back. And then after that, I'm going to be going over all the stuff I do have strapped on. So saying, how I have my chest rig set up, why I have it set up, what I like, what I don't like, what I might change in the future, and what I think you might want to do. So first of all, what's my experience? Very little. So, take all this with a grain of salt here. I have not really done a whole lot with this chest rig. I have used it at an indoor range, and I have used it just at my house, manipulating it just to see how it feels. So keep that in mind. I don't have all sorts of rucking experience with it. I haven't worn it all day. I haven't obviously had to use it in any sort of serious situation at all. So again, keep that in mind. It's fairly recent, so I can't speak to durability or long-term wear. I can't speak really to either of those things. That said, let's get into it. So first, again, just the PF5 here. It is $125, not including the harness, and $135 for this one with this camo pattern. There are several different versions, Pathfinder 3, 4, this one, the 5, and there is a split 6 one. When I was choosing what to get here, I decided to go with the 5 because I did want a full-size chest rig, so that kind of ruled out the 3 for sure, and the 4 still seems a little bit too much like a micro rig for me. So I wanted the full-size 5 mags. However, I don't like it when I have chest rigs that or stuff in general really, that gets on my side, or under my armpit. So if I had a mag almost under my armpit, that would not be comfortable, and that's not something I would want. So that ruled out the split 6. And it fits very well in that way. With the 5 mags, it does not get, too much to my side. It is not on me in a way that causes any sort of difficulty with, moving my arms or gets in the way ever. And without this, front and extra stuff, it's actually, even with the full mags, pretty light and out of the way. I was very impressed. It's very close to the chest as well, so it does not get in your way. It feels great. It feels almost like a micro rig, even though you have a full 5 mags. For some context for how it fits for me, I'm 6 foot, 175 pounds, moderately in shape, moderately athletic. Emphasis on the moderate on that one. So, maybe if you're a little smaller, you have a somewhat thin chest, maybe you want to go for the 4 and attach extra mags like I have with this front placard. Or maybe you're a bigger guy and you say, okay, well, I can probably get away with the split 6. Or maybe you just don't care about having stuff under your arms like I do, and or on your side like I do, and you say, okay, well, I'll just get the split 6 anyways. All up to you, but for me, I'm very happy with my, my 5. So, in terms of actually, taking mags out, very easy to come out, real easy. But re-indexing is a little difficult. It's not the end of the world or anything, but with this being an elastic rig and not something where there's an attachment over the top, it is a little bit difficult to re-index, hence why I have this dump pouch here. But not the end of the world. As I said, it's very comfy. One thing to keep in mind is the MOLLE attachments are via 2 straps in the front, like this, right? So most accessories will attach just fine like that. See this dump pouch? It lines up perfectly because on the back of it, it has 2 straps of MOLLE. Great. On the other hand, if you look at the Surplus triple placard, on the front it has these 2 MOLLE receptors, but on the back it only has 1 MOLLE thing going down like this. So when you look at it, it's actually a little bit off-center, and I can't add another double MOLLE attachment on this side because of that. So most modern accessories have the double MOLLE on the back, so this is good. I'm meaning this is a good way. However, A lot of old surplus stuff doesn't. So just keep that in mind when getting the rig. If you are married to a lot of surplus accessories already, you don't want to buy new stuff, just keep that in mind. It'll be a little offset. Now, to me, that's not a deal breaker. Even if I, couldn't upgrade from this triple and this is all I had, it still wouldn't be a deal breaker. But it's just something to keep in mind here. So it doesn't come with the harness, unfortunately. That's kind of standard practice, though, as far as I'm aware for chest rigs. So I just put my own harness on. It does come with these, I believe these are the female buckles here. So if you have a harness, you're not going to need to buy more buckles. It does come with those buckles. So a little annoying, but pretty standard industry practice. Now, overall, I do really like it, and stuff attaches to it well, as you can see. For 125 bucks, or in this instance with this camo pattern, I believe it was 135. It's a little steep on the price. Plus, now you still have to get a harness as well. But the way I got this rig was I got a couple of surplus chest rigs because they were super cheap, and I was like, well, it's cheap, and military used it, so probably good, right? I really just did not like those, and I ended up shelling out the money for this, and it works well. I like it. Didn't like spending the money, but I don't regret doing so. I wouldn't go back and not spend the money. Maybe I would actually get a flat color, because with my accessories, I don't think the Flectorn looks great, but I would still get this rig. Not only that, I would specifically get the 5 mag version. I'm not a fan of micro rigs. As I said, kind of rolls up to 3 or 4, and the split 6 is a little bit big, so that's what I would get. I think any one of those rigs could be good for you, depending on how big you are and what purpose you want from the rig. But yeah. Oh, also, it does have a Velcro dangler. I don't have anything attached, or a Velcro patch for like a dangler pouch. I don't have anything attached. If you want to do something with that, it's there. So that was the fairly simple review of the Pathfinder rig. Generally good. On to the what I have strapped onto it here, how I have it set up, and all that stuff. So the harness is an unobtainium gear, just unpadded X harness. I don't think brand really matters too much with that. This is a Blue Force gear dump pouch. This is a surplus triple mag pouch in the UCP. This, the little double carabiner here, is I never know if it's Night Eyes or Night Lies, but that double carabiner. And then mechanics gloves I have on it. As I said, the harness probably doesn't really matter too much. The Blue Force Gear dump pouch is something that I got super cheap on sale, and I got it. It was just this color that was on sale, or maybe it was this in black or something, but it wasn't like a nice color, so that's why it looks like that. It would not be my first color choice, but I definitely don't regret the purchase because I got it for a great deal. It is a good dump pouch too. It folds back up very easy, and this pull tab, I'm not going to pull it right now because I'll have a hard time getting it back in, but you just pull it, everything comes out. The way I have it set up for me would be on my I have it on my left, so it's really easy to just pull down. Now I have my dump pouch, we're good to go. What many people might be asking is why the dump pouch on the chest rig? That is because I don't really like battle belts. I do have like a normal belt that I can run some extra mags and potentially a pistol on, or maybe medical, but I generally don't really like them. And I think with the difficulty of re-indexing, especially, these are a little bit hard. These are really hard to get the strap back over. I think I do need a dump pouch, and since I'm not going to put it on my belt, it's got to go on the chest rig. If you do have a battle belt, it's probably better to put the dump pouch on the battle belt, but I don't want to do that. So here we are. The triple mag pouch in the front here, surplus, it's not great. The UCP camo I find a little bit ugly, and also it doesn't mesh with the Flectorn. As I mentioned, it has that single molly down the back, which isn't as good as the double. These straps really, really hard to re-strap. That's difficult. But at the same time, I already had it, first of all, and even if I hadn't already had it, these things are only a couple bucks. So, you can spend 50 bucks on a much nicer one. I was looking at Agilite specifically, but to me, it just wasn't worth the upgrade. I'm totally fine with this. The double carabiner works. I have nothing to say about that, other than it works. The mechanics gloves, these are a basically new pair. I have shot in them, but they're a basically new pair. The reason I went with these is a couple summers ago, I was using mechanics gloves during a college summer landscaping, and they were great. They were super durable, they were comfortable, they held up really well at the end of the summer. I actually still could have gotten some use out of them, and the only reason they're not attached to here is because I lost them and had to buy another pair. But great gloves for that. That is the one part of the kit that I can personally attest to as being durable and long-lasting over a decent period of time. So that is the kit, or that is the chest rig. But as you can see, it's mostly just mags, right? It's the 8 mags. I guess the dump pouch and gloves, but mostly just mags. I don't have any sort of pouches or anything on here. To me, I like the chest rig because despite how much magazines or how many magazines I have, it's fairly compact and fairly lightweight. I mean, it gets a little bit heavy because you have 8 mags, but it's 5.56, so it's not even that heavy there. And that's especially with just having the unpadded X harness, which I like because I live in Minnesota, so I like having a coat to be able to go over it easier. Or if I wanted to take this like backpacking or rucking, having a backpack to go over it easier than a padded harness. I like it to be kind of a little bit more compact. If I was to start adding, the big thing would be a dangler pouch. To me, that just seems a little bit cumbersome. The way I do it now is instead of a dangler pouch, if I really want that extra pouch, I can do one of two things. I can take one of these mags out because this has the strap and it's not just elastic, and I can put stuff in here. Now, it's not perfect. You have to make sure that it's not going to come out because it's not perfectly sealed right, but you can do that. The other big thing I've kind of struggled with this rig is medical, which is something important to have. What I do now is I have a NAR Officer's Patrol Kit. So that is a gauze, bandage, tourniquet, all in a little sealed bag. It's very compact, so I can actually put it in my pocket. Granted, your pocket is not the best place for medical, but if I have no other solutions, it can go there. The other thing I can do is I can put it in a fanny pack, and I prefer a fanny pack to a dangler pouch because I feel like it allows me to get a little bit more range of motion easier, So admittedly, that's the big, is the medical is the big thing that could be improved on. If I did add a dangler, it would be a very small one for medical. But, if I really do need storage, I have those that surplus triple. The other thing is I have no pistol mags. I don't really feel the need for that. If I do really need pistol mags, I'll put 2 on my belt. So what upgrades potentially would I do? Well, really it's just that dangler pouch potentially, and then the triple mag pouch in the front could be something nicer. With this, it's just a matter of me not wanting to spend money and me being lazy. This, if I was not on a budget and just would put together the rig the way I'd want, I would just add probably Agilite. I'd do a little bit more research, maybe find something else. The dangler pouch, I don't want it, If I add the dangler pouch, it's because I was forced to add the dangler pouch, because I couldn't find a solution for mostly just the medical, maybe carrying a couple other things. For now, I'm okay with what I have going, but that would be what would cause that addition. So I will be going on a backpacking trip coming up this spring, and hopefully I'm able to get to an area where there's not really any people. So I can wear this out on the backpacking trip without, scaring a bunch of random people who are like, why the heck does this guy have 8 AR mags on his chest? So hopefully I can get into a little bit of a more isolated area for that. And if that's the case, then that would be a great testing bed, and I could really think of some changes. Ideally, too, what I would do is it would be like a ruck, and then I'd go out to some isolated area and go shoot. So that would be even more so of a testing bed. But for now, I'm satisfied with this setup. I wouldn't change anything. that may change. That might change in the near future, though. So, anyways, thank you guys all for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that this informed you about both the Pathfinder 5 specifically and whether or not you think you want to get it, and also just generally setting up a chest rig, because this is my first honest, real effort. I've had a 3 mag micro rig before, but like that doesn't count. This is my first real chest rig, so if you have any advice as well, especially for potentially pouches that maybe don't get so much in the way, that'd be great. Anyways, have a great day.